Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good evening. Sean Higgs coming at you here. Late night money. I gotta get a late night money. I know it says midday money, but it's really late night money. Gotta get the Believe people to give me a late night thing up there. Anyway, welcome on in. Hope everybody had a nice Friday. I didn't. Little losers. What am I gonna do? Niagara didn't get done. Who else we have? Oakland. It happens. We move on. Big day of college hoops tomorrow. We'll talk about some of those games today. Free picks are up. If you're in the comment section, look at we got a comment here. Look at this, Todd. Welcome on in. Up late on a Friday. The link is in the channel for the Believe. You can listen to the podcast whenever you want to. Why wouldn't you? I'm gonna put on a new banner. We'll scroll it across. Free picks galore for Saturday. In the chat. On the board. Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs. They're all posted. They are all posted. Again, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, comment. It's a comment show. It's a comment-driven show, in case you didn't know. So please check out. And even if you watch the replay, I try to respond back on the YouTube channel. You know, it's good to know people are watching or listening. Anyway, so we got here. Jesse Shule in the house lost with Sienna. That's tough, you know. It is what it is, Jess. It's one of those days. I had a nice little week. I was, one day we go 6-3, we go 4-3, we go 4-4. You know, it's what are you gonna do? We just move on, right? Can't cry over spilt milk, as they say. I don't like losing, neither do I, but we got to deal with it. It's part of it. We actually bet games. We win, we lose. We're not the IG TikTok crew who are undefeated on the year, hitting 90-some%. It is what it is, you know. You're having a good year, Jess. Come on. Don't complain about 60%. Mike Downey from the lake. Yeah. Well, where are you at? What lake? In February. Where are you at? Lake Titicaca? Lake Opakon? All right. We'll run down some of the free picks for tomorrow. Did the show with Ross today. He had Indiana under. I liked it. It's going to be in the chat. Kansas was my show on his. Again, if you're on YouTube, check out at OSGA. I do shows with Ross, Jesse Shule. Check it out. More free picks for you to watch. So Indiana under to 144. I'm just going to run them down and we'll see what kind of comments we get. The late night show is, especially on Fridays, we'll just run down a bunch of free picks and any comments. Monday, we're going to start with some Major League Baseball futures for you. Anyway, so Greensboro -2.5, Florida +9, Lindenwood +10, Kansas -5, as I mentioned, Southern Indiana, Screaming Eagles +3, Mizzou -115, Western Illinois, the Western Illini. They're not really called that. They're the Leathernecks +7.5, Lehigh +5, Incarnate, Word. I don't even know. Are they Wood or Word? I call them the Wood. I think it's Word. It's in my head, and I call them the Wood. Anyway, I drove past their campus over in San Antone, so there's that. I got that going for me. I visited or drove past. +11 anyway, and Mississippi Valley plus the 10.5 there. A couple other near misses for the free picks: Miami, Ohio, Eastern Illinois, and Presby. I thought about that Syracuse-Duke game. I think everyone's going to be on Duke because it's Duke. I want to take Syracuse. I'm not going to lie. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Chestnut Lake in the Poconos. There you go. Enjoy. Yeah, I'll let the dog out. It's Friday night. It's art night tonight, Mike. What's going on? There should be an art class and kids in your garage painting. Lily misses that class. She was upset when we left. It's like, Mello's my friend. I'm gonna miss Miss Downey. Just plenty of unders here in the next week. For baseball totals, gonna roll out a bunch of unders or unders for the college basketball, like just conference play, a lot of unders. I got, for tomorrow, I have a bunch. I got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I got 16 games tomorrow bet. A couple unders. Got the, of course, I got the Illini under there. I agreed with Ross and what he had to say, and just the way they've been playing. Give me an under there, and I like a Florida A&M on the under 129.5. Although I did grab a Navy over though, Jess. Yeah, I figured college hoops under because we're doing a show yesterday, me, you, and we have D'Amico in the house too now. But I don't. I think 4 is too many. I think it's got to be 3 man. The 4 is too much. College hoops under definitely conference play. But I like doing the show with you and Ross, Jess. It's a good little setup. It's boom, boom, boom. Obviously, it's different than my show. My show is more a back and forth kind of thing. But 55, 56 type scores incoming. Yeah, I agree. That's I mean, you see the dogs in the chat, Jess. I think they're going to be close, low scoring, right? I mean, I got a bunch of doggies in here, and I need a good run. February's usually a good month for me with dogs. It just hasn't panned out. I'm a couple wins, couple losses, splits, wins. It's gambling, folks. I know there's plenty of people out there who just win all the time. I take some losses sometimes. Anyway, not much going on. Well, I don't even know what else to say here. We have NBA All-Star break. I could go on a rant about these manginas that they are complaining about being the last man picked. We got to change it. We don't be upset. You're really an NBA All-Star, so you're the top 25 guys in your sport on the planet, and you're going to catch feelings over not go play WNBA. Leave the NBA. How about just retire? It's bad enough you guys can't play back-to-back games, and now you're gonna complain if you're not picked. What, is this a joke? No wonder why they throw people out of the stands for heckling them and booing. Not much hockey going on. Although I did have a lean today on the ice on the Wild and the Penguins. I don't even know how they did because I said they were just kind of leans. I didn't bet them. Penguins lost 5-4. The Wild win 2-1. It is what it is. First look at ice tomorrow. I'm just scanning it right now, looking at the board. Oh, look at this. We got a nice $4 plus fave Toronto. Wonderful. What could possibly go wrong there? Look at these giant faves. Forget it. I will be looking to back Tampa and Detroit because I'm fading Seattle and Vegas. There you go. You get a little ice tonight. Anyway. All right. Not much going on here. It's Friday night. I know a lot of people go out. I don't know. I don't go out. Although I was with my parents. We had a nice little dinner tonight to folks. So last rundown here. Hoosiers under 144. Greensboro minus 2.5. Gators plus a 9. Lindenwood 10. Kansas minus 5. Southern Indiana. I like to just call them South Indiana. Mizzou, Western, Illini, Lehigh, Wood, the Valley, State. Again, so Indiana, way they've been playing, give me the under. Greensboro, for me, this game rated out a little higher than this year at the 2.5, so I'll take that. Florida 9, as Jesse was saying, taking some unders. Florida is not that they're an under team, but yes, they play defense. Yes, they're a low-scoring bunch. They're not they're not a super team this year. Well, they haven't been a really good team in quite a while. But sign me up for the plus points here against Arkansas. Why wouldn't I? Why am I going to take 9 here with two teams that kind of play to the under? Arkansas is a defensive first kind of squad. Under time. So if I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, I'm going to take 9 points. Let's go Gators. And obviously, we throw in. I'll get to the smaller conferences in a second, but Kansas is in the spot um, against Baylor. Go back, look at the games. The spread does not matter. It was 4.5 earlier. It's 5. This game will be 6, 7, 8. Kansas will cover this kind of number here. Mizzou, we're in a spot. We've mentioned this before on the show. It's all over the place now. I've been saying it for 2 years, whether college football or college basketball. Home teams, unranked, laying points. Mizzou's in a spot here. It might be a 1 or same. That's a 28-13 run. But I like, even if it's a fave on the road, laying a short 1 or 2. I'm going to be looking to the home team there. And now we have a bunch of smaller type games going on here, right? You see these smaller schools like, oh boy, why do we got to race into the Patriot League and Southland, stuff like that? Well, I don't hate jumping in here for some plus doggies here. Lehigh and American. Lehigh's won 3 in a row in the series. I'll take some points here. Yeah, lost 4 or 5. I don't mind that. That's fine. Americans, same kind of boat. I'm getting points. 2 teams. I don't think there's much difference. I'll take the points here with Lehigh. Next up, and I am jumping because I'm scrolling through the conferences, so that's why I'll be all over the place in here. So we got the word, or as I like to call them, the wood. We're gonna take it. 11 nickels. Now, yes, we're 3-10. Like, wow, this is a terrible team to take. Incarnate Word is 15-9 against the number. I'll keep taking double-digit points. We've had them a couple times. We'll take them again here. Money is money. I don't care what team it is. And speaking of taking ugly money off the ground out of the garbage can, Mississippi Valley, 4-23. They're 4-23. 1-17 on the road. I'll take 10.5. How about an 18-9 ATS run? As bad as these teams are, they cover. You've seen them here in the free picks the last month. A lot of ugliness. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't be scared. I don't know why. You stick to a power conference, those numbers are going to be as sharp as a tack. Kansas Baylor. Yeah, I got in here. You're not going to find much wiggle room there. You want to go Big Ten. Again, not much wiggle room. These smaller conferences, this is where I normally make my money. November, December, especially February, and in 2 weeks with conference tournaments. Western Illinois here, plus 7.5 against the Tommies, St. Thomas. Now St. Thomas was nice to us to start the year, and no complaints. The team that goes 17-9 ATS, and that's what they are. They're pretty good. Western Illinois is not as good. They got 13-9 with their covers. But I'm in a spot here. I'm getting a nice 7.5. I don't think this is a terrible spot. And again, much like the Florida number, you look at the teams. I like up, like, field goal shooting, stuff like that, and their pace. And in my show, again, I don't come in here and talk synergy and point possession and shots and all this other kind of stuff. I'm just more of a tell you who I'm betting kind of guy. But in this spot, I'm getting a team that it's going to play kind of similar ball. I think it's going to be close, 7.5. Too many. James S. in the house. Yeah, Gators are a scrappy bunch. We're going to take the 9. I'll take the 9, Jess. Miles info. I have no idea. No clue. No way they should be able to cover 6 with Adam. Was it TCU? Let me pull it up. Yeah, I haven't seen anything. Where are they at here? Against Oklahoma State. Yeah, it still says, a no-go for him. And I had Oklahoma against Kansas last game out. And again, TCU, We talked about this. We were doing the show. Didn't we just do the show on him with the Iowa? Was that the Iowa State game the other day, Jess? They 4 straight, 5 of 6. Not playing good, and you're a they're a 6 point fave now over a team that's in off a loss to Kansas. I mean, who's a top 5, top 10 team? I mean, you can argue. I know they have their rankings how the teams are. Yeah, you got to lean Cowboys there in that spot. Even if he does play, we said this the other night. Him and the other cat. I think the center, right? You, you expect him to come in and play 38 minutes and not skip a beat? No thanks. I might actually add some Oklahoma State now. I might have to add some Okie State. I mentioned that the book's just a philosophy and score. Yeah, it's just, and that's a power school. You think they'd be onto that? I understand the smaller conferences you're missing out. Like well, this and that. It's you see this. The proof's right there in the pudding. Have not won since he's gone out. Basically, I'm have to grab the Cowboys, and not the Dallas Cowboys, the best team in the NFC. Exactly. Yeah, like 9, 10. Like right. No. And you're like me, Jesse. That's why I kind of look at these games when you see somebody out. You're like, or when it's you flip a line to, well, if it was a away game or a home, you flip the venue. Like this line's going to be this at this kind of spot, or at a neutral. Like it's what would that be on a regular court? Well, that's more for football, but I totally understand. I totally get it. See, I think someone in the show today, Jess, at the end of the show, we wrapped it up, and I think it was, I want to say it was Stephen Porter came in, and he's like, "How do you do your Saturday basketball?" And I'm thinking to myself, no, you have to have, and this is a good prime example. I have my lines, right? I think a game should open around something, and then you go to your uh, get your lines during the day. They come up the afternoon style. And again, I'll check out. Why wouldn't you check out Compound, Bartovic, or Haslam numbers, right? You see what other people have kind of their numbers out. Like I always say, I don't have some supercomputer and a team of MIT cats running numbers for me. I just start adjusting, see what I have, what other people have. Am I in a ballpark? Is my number okay? Even though I'm just been 500 this month, how my number has been overall. And then you just got to cross out some things, right? I mean, if you right, that's you have 140 games. Are you looking? You can't dive into every single game. That's just impossible. Man. I'm a one man band. I don't dive into games I look at. No, thank you. Didn't match any of my number either side. I'm going to move on. The TCU game I just kind of breezed over. Didn't jump out at me for any reason. It was like, but now you bring up the guy's still out. They haven't won. Why are they laying this number? And you bring up a good point. What's the line if he is playing? For a guy who hasn't played, you're not going to come in and light it up, right? That's anybody. I say that in all sports. Like a guy's been out, he's going to come in and go full throttle. You see that in the NBA. Guy comes off the bench, he's limited minutes, works his way back in. I don't know. If I knew, who knew? I guess we'd have Gray Sports Almanac, Gray Sports Almanac from Back to the Future. We know if he was playing or not. But all right, short show. We just kind of go over the games. I give a little lead onto what I'm looking at for tomorrow in the video. Midday Monday tomorrow. Although it's not really midday. I'll come in a little before 12 because, boy, everybody wants to bet right before tip. I don't get it. Not me. I'm out of here. Have a good Friday night. See everybody.